Well, hey there, American Farmsteaders. This is Jenny with the Grahamstead Family Farm.
And Donna with Hazel Bell Farm.
And we are coming to y'all from Northeast Florida as two American farmsteaders doing our best to grow our own food and share our homesteading experiences with you in hopes that you'll grow a little food of your own.
Yep. And this week we are talking growing food in the
Growing
garden. Yeah. So starting our garden, starting seeds.
Yes. Yeah.
Specifically.
Yes, because for us, it is just about that time of year.
I started some seeds yesterday.
I thought about it, but I didn't.
I'm actually way later than normal. So usually I like January 1st, but
Right.
it's been very cold and I always have to fight to keep my tomatoes in a proper size container before I
Right.
get them outside. So
Right.
I waited a little bit until I couldn't wait anymore. Mm-hmm. So here we are.
Yep. I thought about cleaning out my greenhouse to maybe put some seeds in there, but I have a huge IBC tote container in there. So I need to take an actual whole wall off the side of my greenhouse because I want to get that
it
out of
out.
there.
Right.
Yeah. Because mice like to hide under there.
Oh, yeah.
Which is why I don't use it for starting seeds at the moment.
Because they'll eat them.
Yes.
Yeah, they'll eat your little baby plants.
Yes.
That was a problem I had last year. I like to start my seeds in my shed.
Yeah.
And it was full of feed
Yes.
and then rats.
Yeah.
And I had to get rid of the rats before I could start my seeds. So,
Yep. Because they will go by and eat all the little tops off.
yeah.
It's always so disheartening.
Yes, it is. So I did get some seeds started yesterday. So we want to talk about what you need to start seeds, when to start them,
Yep.
and just kind of how to get the ball rolling and hopefully inspire you guys to do the same.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So definitely starting by finding your last frost date.
Yes.
Yes. Old Farmer's Almanac. Go put your zip code in.
Yes, it's so simple.
Yes,
We'll
it
put a
is.
link in the show notes and it's so easy. Just put your zip code in and you'll get an estimated last frost date, right?
Right. Right. Which honestly, I think that they have mine wrong. I hate to say that it's
Oh.
wrong, but it says that mine is February 15th.
Oh, no.
And that's not right. And it was like that last year. Last year it said the same thing. And I'm like, wait a second. So I put your zip code in and it says February 22nd.
No.
It's wrong.
No, it's mid-March for me. I've always gone by mid-March. And
I go by mid-March.
Yeah, and then at the end of February, I'll start watching the long-range forecast to
Yes.
try and decide, do I want to put stuff out? Do I want to gamble? You know,
Right.
that kind of thing.
Right.
But
So yeah, I mean, look it up, but take it with a grain of salt. Really consider what you've experienced in the past in your area. I definitely wouldn't put tomatoes outside mid-February.
no.
No.
We're still planting cold stuff then. So,
Yep.
okay. Well, another way you can find your, I guess it's not finding
Right.
your estimated last frost date. Once you know your
Once
estimated
you
last
know
frost
it.
date, yeah, you can look at the handy dandy Clyde's Garden Planner that we have on our website.
Yes.
And it's a really cool sliding scale. I know we've talked about it before, so I won't go into too many details, except that you slide the scale to that date, and then you get a pretty good general idea of what seeds you can start and when.
Right.
So what needs to be direct sown and what you can do indoors, and then when to transplant and all of that.
It's really a handy tool.
It's so cool for
is.
such a cheap price.
I
It
know.
has so much information. Yeah, it's,
Right.
it's
It
great.
has all the companion plants are in there. It'll tell you when you can expect your harvest.
And even if you're planting major crops, if you were going to market garden or something like that, how far apart to plant, how many in each row, how long those rows would be, and that kind of thing.
And it even tells you what the expected yield is.
Yes.
Yes.
For how many pounds of seed or ounces or what. Yeah, I mean,
Right.
it's so cool.
It is.
He's got so much information in there. So check out Clyde's Garden Planner. And that's another good early start.
Yes.
Right.
So yeah, you can use Clyde's Garden Planner to figure out when to start them. But if you don't have Clyde's Garden Planner, how would you know how to start them? When to start them? What are we doing?
Okay, so what are we doing? So generally we say 6 to 8 weeks before your last frost, you can start the things that take longer to grow, to get
Yes.
ready, right? So what are those things?
Yes, tomatoes, peppers, especially peppers.
Mm-hmm.
Like you really got to get on the pepper game early in the year if you want peppers.
Yeah. So your
take
your
forever.
nightshade things like that.
Yeah.
Ground cherries. I started some ground cherries
Oh,
yesterday.
did you?
I did. I'm so
Aw.
excited.
I've never grown those.
Really?
Never.
Oh, they're so good.
Are they?
They are like little morsels of candy right there in the garden. They're so good. And I have a milk customer who has a freeze dryer, and they brought me some freeze dried satsumas yesterday, which is also like candy.
Right.
And so if I have a good ground cherry harvest, I might barter with them to like, hey, you can have
Right.
some of these, but you gotta freeze dry some for me,
Right.
because I think that would be so good.
Yeah. I think it would be neat to have a freeze dryer. I just can't justify the cost.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. But ground cherries, that's another conversation, isn't it?
Yeah.
Ground cherries, they're so sweet. They're very seedy, kind of like a real seedy tomato is, but they have little tiny seeds.
Okay.
So not like to get in your way, not like blackberry seeds.
Okay.
Not that big, but yeah, they're like little marble-sized fruits, kind of like some people call them cherry tomatillas,
Okay.
which is another thing you can start now.
Right.
Or that 6 to 8 weeks before your last frost.
Right.
And they're sweet, pineapple ground cherries. And there's another one, I think it's called Aunt Molly's. And yeah, and they grow wild here too. So that's cool.
Neat. Neat.
Yep.
So yeah, start the tomatoes and peppers 6 to 8 weeks before. And then your faster growing things like 2 to 4 weeks.
Yeah. So things like your melons,
Cucumbers.
yes,
Yeah.
pumpkins and squash. Those things, once they get established to a certain size, they really don't like their roots to be upset. And so when they get too big and then you transplant, they have a little bit of a harder time with that transplant shock. So definitely hold off on those so
Yeah.
they're not too big when you try to put them in the ground.
Yeah. And I mean, a lot of that stuff I prefer to just direct sow anyways.
Right. So,
you know?
yeah, I'll do a little bit of both on those.
Yeah.
I'll do some that I start ahead of time, but inevitably, those that I direct sow, and so like the transplanted ones, they'll be bigger for a while, obviously, but the direct sown ones, once they shoot up and take off, like they usually produce better. They're usually healthier plants than the transplanted ones. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, you can start those things early ahead of time, just to get kind of a little jump start. You know, you can kind of think of it as like your first succession.
Yep. Yeah. It's kind of the way to think about it for me.
Right.
So
Um,
what about corn? Do you ever start corn indoors?
no.
No, I have, and I haven't. And I think that I am going to this year.
I've actually only grown corn maybe twice.
I've only successfully grown corn once.
Well, I mean, mine wasn't a success, but I grew it. But
Right.
the worms got it.
The worms got it. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the biggest problem.
Yeah.
So I have a hybrid variety.
Okay.
It's not GMO. It's a hybrid.
Right.
And it is supposed to be pest resistant. I mean, take it for what it's worth, but I'm going to give it a try.
What do you know what it's called?
I don't.
Okay.
I'll have to look it up.
Where'd you get it?
Probably Johnny's.
Okay.
That's my favorite place to get hybrid seeds. So, and you get a lot for your $1 there. So I like Johnny's online, but yeah, I think I'm going to try a bunch indoors because I've got those little small 6-pack cells,
Yes.
and so like I can put a lot of those in one flat, and hopefully, I forgot to bring your trays.
Oh, that's right. You do have some of my trays, don't you?
meant
Like maybe two?
Two of them. Yeah, I meant to
okay.
bring them today.
I totally forgot about that.
That's why you haven't started seeds. You need your trays.
I mean, I have some here, but I would have been like,
Where's
wait
my
a second.
trays? I
I don't
know.
have all my trays.
Yeah.
I had totally forgot about that. So no worries. I mean, I'm honestly not going to start a ton of seeds. I am going to start seeds, but I'm not going to start a ton. I'm not doing a giant garden.
Whatever. I said that too. And we talked about it last week on the podcast, didn't we? We talked about
Yes.
like a reasonable amount of tomatoes.
Right.
Jenny,
But what is a reasonable number?
I'm at 14 varieties of tomatoes, and it's not all the ones that I want.
I saw that picture. I was trying to zoom into the picture to see what varieties you had, but yeah, there was like a lot of different
Do you want
tomatoes
to know?
there.
I wrote them
Yes,
down.
I do.
Okay. So these seeds are all from Seed the Stars, which
Okay.
is a great warm climate heirloom seed company. Johnny's, like I said, I like to get hybrids from there. And Survival Seed Company. I was gifted for my birthday last year from my parents the Survival Seed like seed bank, the big thing,
Oh,
you know.
nice.
And in my mom's mind, it was, you can have this on the shelf in case we ever need it.
Right.
And I was like, nope, opening it up right away. I was so excited to see what was in there. So I've been using them, and they've all been good seeds. I've had 100% germination so far.
Nice.
So, I mean, in the fall, I
Right,
did, in the
right.
summer and fall. So, my tomato varieties are cherry tomatoes. I have yellow Everglades. I don't have any red Everglades.
I don't.
So we need to
Seed
get
the
our,
Stars has some.
I know,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
those were from Seed the Stars. So we need to get some of those. Other cherries that I have, indigo cherry drops. So it's like a purple,
Right.
like a black cherry. Johnny's Super Sweet 100. That's a great standby.
That's like a tried and true producer right there. Like if you want a ton of cherry tomatoes, that's the variety.
That's the one. Yeah. And you'll just get clusters and clusters
Yes.
of great little red cherries. And then I also got, it's a large red cherry.
Okay.
It's from that Survival Seed Company. It's an heirloom. So it's like a golf ball, like a Chadwick cherry.
Yeah.
So like
I
a
like
large,
Chadwicks.
I do too. So they're great for salads and snacking. And then for slicers, I have Yellow Flame. I don't know what is with the yellow for me this year, but I'm wanting all the yellow tomatoes. So I have Yellow Flame. I also have Big Beef. It's a hybrid. Kawalo. It's a Hawaiian something slicer.
never heard of
It's a
this.
Seed the Stars variety, so it does well in the humidity and the heat. It's supposed to produce long into the summer. Black Beauties and Black Crims. I love my Black Crim is my favorite tomato.
Black Crim. That's a staple.
It is. So I have a hard time with them. They like to crack on the shoulders.
do.
It's a thinner skinned tomato. They're super prone to pest and disease, but it's my favorite tomato.
Yeah,
So I
they're
always
really
grow
good.
some. Yeah.
They're really good.
And usually what I do is I get what I can get in the beginning, and then they kind of become a trap crop.
Yeah.
So, which is okay. That's okay. So that's all the tomatoes that I started, and it's not all of the tomatoes that I want to grow. So I don't know.
So how many of each did you start?
5 of each.
Okay.
So reasonable, right?
It's reasonable.
I mean,
it's reasonable.
kind of.
What did you start for peppers?
Not as many as I want to. So I started some Sweetie Drops, are one of our favorites. They are tiny little sweet smoky peppers.
It's such a cute little pepper plant too.
Yeah.
The
yeah.
peppers are adorable.
They're like, I think they're marketed as currant size. So like currant fruits, like a little teeny tiny cherry tomato or peppers. Shishitos. We like shishitos. There's a surprise in shishitos though. I will say.
Is there?
Yeah. Like 1 in 10 is hot.
Right. Yeah.
So it's a little game of pepper roulette. Orange Baby Bell sweet peppers. Those are my very favorite peppers. I eat those snacking on the garden. I snack on those all summer.
I think you gave me some of those seeds last year, and they are really, really good peppers.
Those are a really good sweet pepper. My favorite thing to do is stuff them with a soft cheese and like a everything bagel seasoning or
Nice.
something like that. So
Nice.
those are good. Cayenne peppers and jalapeno peppers
Okay.
for my hots. That's it.
Yeah, I don't even know what pepper seeds I have
Because you got to clean out your seed box.
in a major, major, major way. And what I need to do is go walk around Dollar Tree and see what I can find for like different containers and whatnot.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Because in my mind, I kind of want to do like a recipe card box, like line my whole entire drawer with recipe card boxes and then just like file the seeds in the boxes.
That's a good idea.
That's my thought. So I just got to find a box that'll fit in the drawer,
right.
something that's not too tall.
What about like index card boxes?
Right.
You know?
Yes, something like that.
And then you can have different boxes. So like this one's for your tomatoes, this one's for your peppers.
Right.
Yeah.
That's so what I need to do.
Yeah, I like it.
So
I like it.
one of these days.
One of these days, you'll get organized.
Hey, I'm working on it. I've been trying to
know.
declutter my whole house. I've been getting rid of stuff because I heard somebody say, like, if you work from home
Like we do.
and your house is cluttered,
Yeah,
you're way less productive.
I agree.
Yeah, because it's too distracting. You have like way too many things going on around you.
I feel like I mentally shut down.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. When there's too much, like I had to explain that to my husband. Like the clutter makes me stress.
Yeah.
You know, it's like,
For
I
sure.
can't do it.
For sure.
So yeah, I'm working on it.
Okay.
So let's talk about seed packets because there's a lot of good information on the back of that little seed packet.
Yeah, and some of it can be misleading, right?
Yes.
Okay. So where do we start?
Yeah. Well, let's talk about counting backwards to figure out when to start seeds.
Okay.
You know, like, so you're going to have a days to maturity, right? Where am I going here?
Okay, so sometimes that means from the time you put the seed in the ground till the time you harvest fruit.
Right.
But sometimes it doesn't.
Right.
It means the time that you transplant outdoors.
Right.
Till
And
you
so how
harvest
do you
the
tell
fruit.
the difference? That's confusing.
I don't know that you do other than experience. It's like unspoken rules in gardening. Like you
Right.
just learn as you go.
Right.
Which is not fair to the new gardener.
Right.
Right. So like tomatoes are one of those things when they say 60 days.
Right.
They don't, and that would be a really fast tomato.
Right.
They don't mean from the time that you start your seeds.
Right.
They mean,
That's from when the plant goes in the ground.
right. So,
Yeah.
and at that point, it's already 6 weeks old.
Right.
Right. So that's a lot more than 60 days.
Right.
So
Yeah.
it really and truly, it seems to be, you have to research plant by plant. You can't just read the back of the seed packet, right?
I would agree.
So that's when people ask, like, how do you get started? I want to plant a garden, and we tell them to start small. And I always tell them, like, okay, but don't just try to grow stuff. Like, pick one or two things that your family eats,
Right.
that you guys
Learn
like,
to grow it.
and learn to grow that. That means researching everything there is to know about growing tomatoes. And tomatoes is a horrible example because it's one of the hardest things to grow to get fruit, right?
And it's what everybody wants to grow.
Yeah, yeah. So, you learn as you go. Honestly, I think. There's other information on the back of a seed packet though that is very helpful, like how much light they need, how much water they need,
Soil requirements.
Yeah,
What
how-
pH they like.
how deep to plant the seeds, all of that stuff.
Yeah. Row spacing, plant spacing, all that jazz.
Yeah.
And you can figure out when to start them. I mean, if you look at the days to maturity, you know, you can go to your frost date or you can go to the fall frost date and count backwards from there to see if you have time to grow it. Right?
Right. Yes. Yeah. So like specifically things that take a long time, like corn, some squashes, like vining squashes and melons. You got to know that you have enough frost-free days between your last frost date, your first frost date, right?
Yeah. I read, you say squashes, and it made me think about a newspaper article that I read the other day in the Neighbor to Neighbor paper. I was at the tax collector's office and they had a Neighbor to Neighbor paper there and my phone was dying. So I'm like, I'm going to read the newspaper.
Wow.
And I'm glad that I did because they had a really cool article about Seminole pumpkins in there.
Oh, really?
Yes, and how the Native Indians called it something else. I can't remember what the name was, but it basically means, it's the squash that climbs up the tree and hangs from the tree.
Right.
And so I thought, you know what, that would be really fun to try. Like,
Let them grow up the trees.
yeah, let them grow up the trees.
I had that idea. I tried it once, and I didn't have like a tree, a bushy enough tree, I guess.
Okay.
The tree that I had nearby the garden didn't have any limbs down low, if that makes sense.
Right.
It was a big oak tree, had a big trunk, and there was nothing for it to grab onto, really.
Right.
So it didn't
So I
work
guess
for
it has
me.
to be the right tree.
I think so. Yeah. I mean, I grew pumpkins. They just ran on the ground. So.
I bet it would work really good in my mulberry tree.
Oh yeah.
But then my chickens would be all over them.
Yeah, they would. They would
But
be.
Not if I built my chicken coop.
After you clean out your seed storage.
I have so much to do.
I know. We always do.
There's too many irons in the fire.
Yeah. It's funny. Okay, so let's talk about how to know what seeds to start indoors and what you can direct sow.
I mean,
Besides what we talked
kind
about.
of as like a general rule of thumb, I have found that bigger seeds do better direct sown, like your squash seeds and stuff like that. They're just bigger. Cucumber seeds, they're a little bit bigger.
And roots too.
Yes.
I like to do roots direct sow.
Yeah, absolutely. And so the teeny, 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 tiny seeds, those are kind of the ones that I'm more prone to wanting to start indoors. You have a little bit more control over it. They're not going to get washed away in the garden and end up in the pathway.
Right.
So that's kind of the general rule of thumb that I have in my brain.
Yeah, I agree. I'm the same way. Other than like I said, I will start some cucumbers and squash indoors just because I'll do both.
Right. Because it's kind of like your succession. Yep.
And also, if you are in a very warm place like we are in Florida, it's not just that we have so many frost-free days that benefits us to grow food year round. We also are up against the clock because the
heat.
hot is coming, right? And so that clock is ticking like crazy because once it gets to be, end of May, our tomatoes are done.
Right. I mean, is it 90 or 95 degrees that they'll stop flowering?
90, yeah. Well, they might even flower, but they won't set fruit.
Right, they won't set fruit.
I want to even say 85. I think they won't set fruit.
Yeah.
So,
and I mean, that happens very quick for us. So
we go from freezing to 80s daily to unbearably hot.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, variety matters when it comes to that. That's for dang sure.
it really does. It
Yeah.
really does. Okay.
Seed starting supplies.
Oh, so I started my own seeds. I use a soil blocker. It's my favorite thing to
Oh,
use.
do you?
Yeah. Yeah, I
Nice.
mean, there's no waste there,
Right.
I also normally make my own seed starting soil. I don't usually buy any, but I bought some this time.
Okay. What's your mix? Do you know it off the top of your head?
I usually do like 50-50 peat moss and compost.
Okay.
And then I'll add in some blood meal usually. I've also done, I like that Fox Farm. Isn't that what it's called? Happy Frog?
Yes.
It's not- the one with the strawberries on it, whatever one that is. It's real fine. It's not so chippy. And I like to
Right.
start seeds in that also. But I used just the Jiffy Organic seed starting mix this time. And it's great because I like it for the soil blocker. And that's what I wanted to do this year. So I've got really good trays. I wanted to save our cups for our plant sale. That's where I was going.
Okay.
So I've got if you get it the right moisture content, then that mix works really well, and it's only $5 a bag.
Right, that's not bad.
No, I used 2 bags, and I'll get 3 trays out of it. So
Nice.
that wasn't bad. I didn't think.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's not bad.
However, it's just seed starting mix. It has no nutrition in it.
Right. And that's kind of across the board with seed starting mixes. It's not going to it's not going to really have much nutrition in it at all. So
No.
once they germinate and they get off to a little bit of a start, you're going to need to feed them.
Yep. So keep that in mind.
Yes, which is why I like to use trays underneath my, whatever I'm starting them in, have that bottom water tray so you can just pour a little fish emulsion in there, something like that. Makes it easy.
Yeah, it does. It's simple. Okay. We're having computer issues today.
So yeah,
Shocking.
right. Imagine that. We're struggling with technology. So yeah, seed starting mix. It's important to use something that is light and fluffy and, like you said, not real chippy.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. What other materials though?
Containers, drainage holes
Yes.
in your containers.
Yes.
Don't have them swimming.
No. So if you want to like reuse your own stuff, your yogurt containers, your old, I don't know, food storage containers, solo cups, stuff like that.
Right.
You
We
want
have
to put
a-
some holes in them.
Yeah, we have a blog post on DIY seed starting containers, actually. There's all kinds of good stuff in there. Eggshells, just poke a hole in the bottom. A lot of people do that. I've never tried it.
I feel like I think we did try it. I think we did like a homeschool experiment one time years and years ago when my boys were little. And the problem that I had with the eggshells was that besides the fact that they're fragile, was that they're so little. They're so little.
Right.
So like so quickly they outgrow their space.
Right. Well, and that's on my list of supplies that you need is containers to pot up because those tomatoes are going to grow fast. And before you know it, you're going to need to put them in a bigger container. So have some larger containers on standby. That way your stuff doesn't get all root bound.
Yes, for sure.
Yep. So, of course, you need your seeds.
Right. So I do actually, people ask all the time, where do you order your seeds from? So we named a few places. Where else do you like to order seeds from? I like Territorial. Haas is great.
Haas is a good resource. I always try to direct people like find a seed company that is in your region, because they're going to be more likely to have stuff that is tried and true for the area, which is why I like to buy from Haas. I buy a lot of seeds from Haas, Seed the Stars. And really that's kind of
unless there's something
it.
specific that I'm looking for and, I just Google it and,
Right.
and figure out who's got it.
Right.
So,
Yeah. You know what I've been thinking about doing, though, is getting on Elise Pickett's Seed of the Month Club.
she does a subscription.
Yeah, she does a seed subscription. And she's just in Central Florida, too. So she's, in our area-ish. And, she has a Seed of the Month Club. So if you're in the South or, in hot weather, that's a good one to jump on because, again, she's growing in the South. She's going to have those varieties that are tried and true.
Yeah.
And I think it's seeds that she saves off of her farm.
I believe so.
Yeah.
I believe so.
So I've been toying around with that idea.
It's a good idea. Haas has a subscription service now, too.
Oh, do they?
And I think sometimes it's seeds and sometimes it's plants.
Really?
Yeah. I need to look more into it. It sounds cool.
Check that out.
Other than that,
Grow lights.
yep.
And you can start them in a sunny window, a good south-facing window. But I've found that when I do that, I have to turn my plants, rotate them so they're getting that even distribution of light, or they'll really start to get a little leggy and leaning towards the window.
Right.
A good
sorry.
a good water bottle to water your plants with, something that's not going to drown out your seeds.
Yeah, I like to use a little hand mister.
Yeah,
it was
like a little
$5
spray bottle.
at the Dollar General.
Yeah.
And a spray bottle, something like that is real good.
I like to take a plastic water bottle and take the things that you use for corn on the cob. You stick them in the end of the corn.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so I take one of those and I poke it in the top of the water bottle.
Okay.
And that's how I water my seeds.
Girl tools. Farmsteader. Get it. Yeah. So watering. And then heat mats are helpful.
Yes.
For those things that you're starting now when it's cold, that like warm temperatures. There are some things that will not germinate under a certain temperature. So
yeah, soil temperature matters for sure. Your warm season stuff, ideally you're going to want your soil to be between 60 and 95 degrees. Optimal is 70 to 85 degrees.
Oh, wow. So my shed,
like 95 is really hot
it
for
really
soil.
is. It really is. So I have heat mats under my 2 trays that I started, and I also have a dome on them while they germinate, but they're on the shed side. So my shed is divided in half because half of it's my milk room that's
Right.
insulated. The shed side is not insulated, and the door is kind of janky. So like it's very drafty, but I'm thinking of moving them over to the milk room side because I keep a little space heater in there.
Yeah, I mean, you might as well.
That way it's nice and toasty when I go out in the morning.
Right.
Because I'm a chicken of the cold. I don't like the cold. So yeah, I'm thinking that might be a good idea just to get them going.
Yeah. I'm tired of this cold weather.
It's horrible.
It's awful.
They're saying we're supposed to have snow next week.
I know. That's so dumb.
I agree. I agree.
Labels.
Yes.
Yes, if you're going to start seeds, get something to label your seeds with because you will not remember what they are, I promise.
No. Yeah, definitely label your pots, your trays. I also like to write down in a notebook, like I like to write down where the seed came from, the year I bought that packet, because it's not usually this year. I usually
Right.
start the older stuff first. And that way I know, like, did it work? Did it not work? Did we like it? Did we not like it? You know, I like to keep those notes to look back on.
Yeah, I'm not that organized.
Now, I'm not saying I can always find the notes,
Right.
but I gave it my best shot.
I wrote that down somewhere.
Yeah, I can find it if I have to.
Yeah, so let's talk about actually starting the seeds. So your seed mix, of course, is important. And I like to get my mix wet first, right? Yeah, it makes watering
Easy.
easy. Yeah. So yeah, start with some pre-moistened soil and then read your seed packet.
Yeah. So generally, I like to start 2 seeds per cell.
Yeah.
Usually, and then I can choose which one is the strongest, and I can pluck out the other, thin the other.
Right. And you got to thin. Like, don't agonize over,
Losing your plant.
losing that one plant, because if you don't, you're not going to get a good harvest.
No, and
It's just not gonna
oftentimes,
happen.
depending on what it is, you can, like tomatoes, for example, you can pull the weaker one out and you can repot it,
Yeah.
and it might take off and be strong enough and have an extra plant that you can share with a friend or have double.
Yeah. And really, I mean, I think probably one of the most important things with starting seeds is to put them somewhere where you frequent, where you walk by them
Yeah.
every day and you see them, because if they're out of sight, they're going to be out of mind.
Yep. And then, so that seed packet should say the depth that you need to sow
Yeah.
at. Generally speaking, we say the depth should be twice the width of the seed.
Right.
That's usually the case, not always the case. Like lettuce seeds need light to germinate. Carrots, we actually plant a little bit deeper. I can't think of anything else off the top of my head, but generally that's the case.
Yeah.
A lot of people plant them way too deep and they just don't have enough energy to make it to the top, in that seed so that they can start producing energy once they can get to the light. What else?
Always check for soil dampness before you water. Yeah.
Yeah, don't just water.
Right. Don't just water. If that soil's damp, just leave it be. But I mean, if you're using like a heat mat or a grow light or something like that, like it's going to dry out.
A space heater in there. Yeah.
Right. It's going to dry out. So it's definitely something that you got to stay on top of.
Yeah.
Which again is why I like trays.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I like that my soil blocks, they fit in the trays just that well also.
Right.
And so like they'll soak up anything.
Right.
What about we talked about grow light and how important that is, but often people don't understand the height that your light needs to be from
Right.
the plant.
Right.
How close do those grow lights need to be?
Close. Hang them close to those plants within a couple of inches.
Yeah.
That way they're not stretching. You don't want those little seedlings to like have to stretch to find their light.
Right.
They'll just get really leggy and wonky and
And you can get like a cheap shop light, but they do really better if you get a full spectrum grow light. So
Yeah.
like get something that is designed for growing plants.
yes, you will not be sorry.
No.
And they're not that expensive. I mean, you can get a good one for, $30 or so. Yep. So yeah, grow light. Don't forget to thin them. Potting them up.
Right. So how do you know when to do that?
I don't know.
So I like your tomatoes, it's pretty obvious. Like they get so tall,
The tomatoes are obvious.
they start to get a little top heavy and you want to plant those deep. So
And you may find that you need to even pot up your tomatoes a couple of times before they're ready to go in the ground.
right, because they do grow really well,
Yeah.
really fast, especially like under the lights and in the heat and all of that.
Yeah.
But I like to just take a plant out of its cell and kind of look at its root structure. If those roots are winding all the way around,
Right.
they're going to be root bound. The plants are going to get stunted. They need some more space. So that's a good time to pot up.
Yeah.
And you won't have to pot up everything. I mean, especially
No.
if you start seeds in a timely manner, like we say, in those windows before your last frost date, then you should be fine.
Yeah.
You should be okay.
Yeah. And then when it's time to put them out in the garden, you have to harden stuff off.
Yes.
Yes. Don't just like throw them out there.
Right. So you've spent the 6 to 8 weeks, babying these tomato plants,
Right.
and you put them out in your garden and they die.
Right.
You just want to die too. So hardening off, what does that mean?
Yeah. So basically getting them acclimated to being out in the conditions where they're going to live out their little plant life,
Right.
Get
So
them ready for the sun, ready for the wind.
Right.
All of that.
The full sun is a big thing. The wind is a big thing too.
Yeah.
Now you can like mimic wind by just running your hands over the little seedlings before you put them out. But the sunshine is a big one.
Yes.
So put them outside for a couple hours. I like to do this on a cloudy day to start.
Yeah.
And then bring them all back in for the night. And then the next day, put them out a little bit longer and then bring them all back in at night. And so we'll do that for about a week and, just slowly getting them a little bit more outdoors time. And then before I even plant them, I like to put them where they're going to live in the garden.
Yep.
Right. And just put those plants like in their containers in that spot and just kind of watch and see what they do for a day or two and see if that's a happy place for them.
Yeah. See if they're going to like it. Yeah. And then when I'm ready to put them in, I usually try to plant in the evening.
Yes.
That way they have all night to settle into their new home before they're out in the blazing sun for the first day.
Right. Yeah, I agree. Again, overcast days are good transplant days. In the evening is a good time. And it just minimizes that transplant shock so they can get settled in a little easier.
Yep.
Is that it?
So yay,
That's
seeds.
it.
Like
Start your seeds.
We're getting ready
We're
for
here.
spring. We're going to have tomatoes.
I'm excited. I'm ready for it.
I'm ready for tomatoes.
Yeah. I'm ready for all the things. All the things. The ground cherries, the tomatoes, the fresh peppers,
Green beans.
all of it. Green beans.
Green
Gosh.
beans, so easy to grow. If y'all haven't grown green beans, grow some green beans. They are so stinking easy.
I think green beans are like the perfect starter for gardening, for starting seeds, for canning, for cooking, like to teach you to do everything from seed to table, the green bean.
Yep.
I think that's best.
I agree. Good.
Yeah. Y'all drop us a note. Let us know, what are you starting, where you are. If it's not time to start them yet, when do you start your seeds? Let us know what you're doing.
Yeah. All right, y'all.
All right. Until
Get your
next
hands
time.
dirty.
Bye.
Bye.